Emmeline Pankhurst was born in Manchester, England in 1858 and was the eldest daughter of 10 children. Both her parents were supporters of women's rights, and as a result she grew up to be a strong supporter of female suffrage and attended her first women's suffrage meeting at just 14 years old. Pankhurst became involved in the Women's Franchise League in 1889 and pushed for equality in women's voting rights. She believed that putting women in government would work to lessen problems in society such as poverty. She criticized that women always fought for men and their children, but not for themselves and their own human rights. She also criticized the passiveness and submissive nature of women at the time, and said that women would remain the servant class unless they lifted themselves out. Pankhurst noted the stark differences between men and women in education, political rights, and social positions, and added that women deserve participation in politics. In 1903, she founded the Women's Social and Political Union, or the WSPU. Following its first rally, several protesters were arrested, and the members were given the name suffragettes by the press. This group was specifically notorious for its resilience, and even though many members were arrested, they still continued to protest. Starting in 1913, frustrated that their efforts were not being heard by the government, the group began using more violent militant actions, including arson and window breaking. Protesters who were imprisoned would perform hunger strikes, which resulted in earlier releases. Pankhurst herself was arrested on multiple occasions and also participated in hunger strikes. This eventually led to the passing of the Cat and Mouse Act, which allowed prisoners to be released until they regained their health and then they were rearrested. During World War I, Pankhurst temporarily stopped the protesting and encouraged women to join the war effort and help with manufacturing so that the men could fight in the war. As a result of the women's contributions to World War I, the British government gave women limited voting rights in the Representation of People Act in 1918. At a further point in the year, women were also granted the right to run for parliamentary positions. Today, women in society have a right to vote in part due to Pankhurst's efforts. In addition, she enabled women to use their voice in society and established the option for them to protest when they were unsatisfied. She inspired the realization amongst women that they were half of the population and that their opinions and quality of life truly mattered.